Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to a special countdown show with Ray King and Tony Z. The final countdown. WIXY Cleveland.
Tony Z and
Rockin' Ray King
at Wixy1260 online. It is 4:00.
Exactly.
And how surreal is it that we are live today after that show by Mark Allen?
I know, it's very surreal. Good way to put it.
Good way to put it.
Right.
As many of you know, 2 days ago we lost our good friend after a long battle with illness, and so many of you folks have posted your sympathy and condolences on our official Facebook page, and we are greatly appreciative of that to Mark and his family and friends and all of the staff here at Wixy1260 Online, and of course the original Wixy1260 AM. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Ray?
Are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Here we go.
What were you doing in 1976?
Interesting question, Tony, because 1976 is the year I got out of pop music. I got my first Betamax in June of 1976, and the more I got into taping things off TV, the less time I spent listening to the radio and disco music, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I was having a tug of war.
Okay.
My favorite station was going away.
Right.
And I had found myself going to the dark side on the FM dial. But, for it to be today, July 16th, 2016, we're going to take you back to July 16th, 1976. Wixytronic, do your thing.
1976. In this rock and roll year, the United States Supreme Court rules that the death penalty is not inherently cruel. The population tops 218 million. Fred Savage, Reese Witherspoon, Kerry Russell, just some of the famous people born this year. NBC broadcasts Gone with the Wind and scores record-breaking ratings. At the movies, we see Taxi Driver, Network, All the President's Men, and Rocky, that wins the Academy Award for Best Picture of this year,
1976. Number 40.
The number 40 song belonging to Neil Sedaka. Going to do a little stepping out here at Wixy1260 online. Wixy1260 online, Neil Sedaka, as Ray King and Tony Z count down the last top 40 songs from July 16th of 1976 on Wixy1260 AM. And that song was number 40, called Steppin' Out. Of course, Neil Sedaka had many hits back in the 60s. Oh, Carol, Breaking Up Is Hard to Do, Calendar Girl, and of course in the 70s, Laughter in the Rain. But anyway, there we go. Ray.
Let's do it!
Wixy, keep on talking. Number 39.
More disco. Wixy1260 AM did play disco. That was the beat of the day back in the 70s. This is Vicki Sue Robinson coming in at number 39 this week in the week of July 16th, 1976. Turn the beat around at 4:07 Wixy. Maxi Music Time. You got Tony and Ray till 8.
Turn the beat around. Love to hit back.
There's a one-hit wonder from Vicki Sue Robinson coming in at number 39 this week on the very last Wixy survey from July 16th of 1976, and Turn the Beat Around. It is 4:11 Wixy All Hit Music Time. You got Rockin' Ray King and Tony Z counting down the very last Wixy survey from this week in 1976.
Wixy 1260. Superoni Weekend. Number 38.
She had a hit in 1970, Stand By Your Man. Here's Candy Staton coming in with the number 36 song, Young Hearts Run Free.
Sharing this one and only life.
Wixy1260 online, where the future of radio is now. That is the number 38 song. I got to get my head in the game. I don't think I'm fully recovered from the clubhouse last night.
This is too early for you, sir.
I don't know. It's 4:15. That's our all-hit music time here. We've got 73 degrees currently in Lakewood, Ohio, going down to a low of 62 this evening. Tomorrow, Sunday, looking for a high of 88 degrees. No chance of rain, as they're saying. Sunday night, going down to 73. And as we head back into the work week on Monday, 86 degrees for a high. Once again, under cloudy skies, we've got 73 degrees.
Number 37.
Here's a group that had 4 or 5 hits in the mid-70s, and they were all like this one. Good stuff, good stuff. This is Tavares with Heaven Must Be Missing an Angel. You've got Rockin' Ray King and Tony Z counting them down from the very last Wixy survey from the week of July 16th, 1976. With you until 8 o'clock tonight.
Wixy1260 online with the Tavares there, and Heaven Must Be Missing an Angel as we take you back to 1976.
Last week, Wixy was Wixy.
The final countdown. Hey, I want to remind you, we've got the webcam up. If you're tuned in, you may want to try and get the webcam because I've got some props that we're going to be showing here. Actually, one of them right now. It's in 1976. This album became one of the biggest selling albums of the year by Peter Frampton. Frampton Comes Alive. Show Me the Way, and this song,
Number 36.
came off of that album. Baby, I Love Your Way. Here's Peter Frampton.
From the album Frampton Comes Alive, there's a number 36 song this week from the last Wixy survey, and Baby, I Love Your Way. At 4:23, Wixy Most Music Time, you got Ray King and Tony Z counting them down from the very last Wixy survey from this week in 1976.
Wixy 1260. Zipperoni Weekend. Number 35.
Coming in at number 35. Oh yeah, more disco, baby. That's what we need here at Wixy. These are the Tramps. That's where the happy people go. Disco lives at Wixy1260 online. Those are the Tramps coming in at number 35 this week, and that's where all the happy people go.
Number 34.
Love this song. Coming in at number 34, England Dan and John Ford Coley at 4:26 at Wixy.
Hello, yeah, it's been a while. Change your life.
England Dan and John Ford Coley, really love to see you tonight. That's the number 34 song at Wixy1260 online for this date, July 16th, 1976, as we do the final countdown.
Number 33.
Don't Go Breaking My Heart. Here's Elton John and Kiki D. You got Tony Z, Ray King, going till 8 o'clock this evening until we get them all counted down for you on a Saturday afternoon.
Don't go breaking my heart. I couldn't let don't go breaking my heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to a special countdown show with Ray King and Tony Z. The final countdown.
1976. Number 32.
From the LP entitled Wings at the Speed of Sound, here's cut number 1 on side number 2. Going to be talking about those silly love songs. Here's Paul McCartney and Wings at Wixy1260 online. Well, the number 32 song, well, silly love songs.
Wrong song. That was wrong.
Yeah. Who loaded these songs in?
Oh, well.
Actually, that was the number 13 song, so we're going to do a little flip-flop, and when number 13 comes up, we're going to play the actual, what should have been played here. Anyway, it's all going to work out, trust me.
Somehow it will. Absolutely.
And you know what the funny thing is? I went to the Paul McCartney and Wings Wings Over America tour, May 10th, 1976. Saw him at the old Coliseum down there in Richfield. Great concert. Actually brought the The news article.
But no Blair.
And I even have the ticket stubs there to prove it, folks.
I love it. I love it.
Tony Z, Ray King here. And how did this all come about, buddy?
Well, I tell you what, a couple of months ago, we had an idea for doing a countdown show for it's like, when did Wixy end? And we did some research, and whether you guys know it or not, Tony Z and I are like the Wixy historians here at Wixy1260 Online. Tony went to the Wixy School of Broadcast Technique back in the 70s, and about 10 years ago, I actually published a website devoted to the original Wixy1260. It's called Wixy1260.com. A lot of info about the original station, air checks, pictures of the original jocks and everything else. And I thought we should do something to commemorate the end of Wixy. And I thought, why not let's count down the last survey they ever published from July 16th, 1976, because the next week Wixy was bought and sold and became WMGC.
Actually, July 19th. That was the 16th was a Friday. The last survey was published, and on Monday, July 19th, the format changed. Call letters became WMGC 1260. Wixy was gone. It's simple as that.
That caused a lot of sadness in this town. Everybody
Absolutely.
saying, "What happened to our favorite station? They're gone."
Yeah.
Yep, so, okay, the countdown rolls on as we count them down. And guess what? We have got more disco.
That's right.
And that is the Silver Connection, coming in at number 31 this week, back in 1976. And get up and boogie. It is 4:46. Wixy All Hit Music Time. You've got Rockin' Ray King and Tony Z doing a very special two-person show, counting down the last Wixy survey from this week in 1976. You know, one of my good DJ friends that I met over the years is Shotgun Tom Kelly, who is a very, very big name in Los Angeles at K-Earth 101. And when I saw Shotgun last year, I had him do a little liner for Tony and myself. He only had enough time to have him do two of them. So here's what Shotgun sounds like.
Hi, this is Shotgun Tom Kelly, and you're listening to Ray King on Wixy 1260 Online. Hi, this is Shotgun Tom Kelly, and you're listening to Tony Z on Wixy 1260 Online.
Thank you so much for those shouts, Shotgun Tom Kelly. The countdown rolls on.
Number 30.
Coming in at the number 30 position this week, 1976, July 16th, the Crown Height Affair, doing a song called Foxy Lady. And it is not a remake of Jimi Hendrix's Foxy Lady. Trust me on that one.
What an understatement.
Hell, they call themselves the Crown Height Affair, doing a tune called Foxy Lady, the number 30 song this week at Wixy 1260 AM. It is 4:49. That's our final countdown time.
There you go.
We got 74 degrees outside here on a Saturday afternoon under mostly cloudy skies. Hey, Ray, you know what was going on in 76?
Go for it.
Well, let's see. Some of the highlights. The Winter Olympics are held in Innsbruck, Austria. Barbara Walters is the first broadcaster to be offered a $1 million per year contract to co-host the nightly news. What else is going on?
How about the bicentennial?
Yeah, the bicentennial. Yeah, and in Philadelphia, 28 people died from mysterious virus dubbed the Legionnaire's disease in that year.
I remember that.
Some of those, and let's see, one other one. We got gymnast Nadia Comaneci of Romania is the darling of the Summer Olympics in Montreal, Canada.
But you forgot one.
What was that?
You forgot one. Ray King got his first Betamax and it changed his life.
Oh,
December 76.
There you go.
Number 29.
Number 29, a remake of the 1965 Neil Diamond hit. This is T.G. Shepherd.
Linda was mine till the time that I found her.
Coming in at number 29 this week on the last Wixy survey from the week of July 16th, 1976, a remake of the old Neil Diamond song. That's T.G. Shepherd at 4:53, Wixy Maxi Music Time.
Up to the minute music on Wixy 1260, home of the music explosion.
Number 28.
Coming in at number 28 from the 1976 LP entitled Silk Degrees, you got Boz Scaggs doing that low down thing. You got Tony Z and Ray King doing the final countdown from this week, July 16th, 1976. At 8 o'clock, we've got
the mystery DJ.
The mystery DJ's coming in.
Up for grabs, baby.
Babies into running around.
Wixy Weekend Radio number 27.
Coming in at number 27, the Captain and Tennille doing a remake of Smokey and the Miracles' 1960 hit, Shop Around.
Because you become a young woman now, there's still some things that you shouldn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to a special countdown show with Ray King and Tony Z. The final countdown.
WIXY Cleveland number 26.
Wixy 1260 online. It is 5:03. That is our final countdown time. And you got, that was the number 26 song by Thin Lizzy, and the boys are back in town. You got Tony Z and Ray King counting down the last top 40 survey from Wixy 1260 AM in Cleveland from July 16th, 1976.
Wixy weather.
Do a quick weather break here. Tonight, we are going down to a low of 62 degrees and no chance of rain under mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, partly sunny, as they're saying, a high of 88 degrees. You're going to have to turn that AC back on. Low tomorrow evening, 73 degrees, 20% chance of rain moving in. And then as we head back to work on Monday, for those of us that work anyway, 86 degrees.
Everybody works at Wixy.
Currently, we've got cloudy skies and 74 degrees.
Number 25.
Number 25 song coming in from America, who had hits with A Horse with No Name and Daisy Jane and Sister Golden Hair. It's called Today's the Day.
Hold me close.
A lot of slow music back in the mid-70s. There's one example. We have two more coming up. That's America with Today's the Day coming in at number 25 on this week in 1976.
This is JC Chatham, and you're rocking with Ray King on Wixy 1260 online.
Keep on trucking. Wixy 1260 number 24.
Here come the Brothers Johnson coming in at number 24 on this week in 1976. I'll be good to you at 508 Wixy, Maxi Music Time.
Just how you feel.
The Brothers Johnson there with the number 24 song on Wixy 1260 online, July 16th, 1976, and I'll be good to you. Hopefully we're being good to you this Saturday afternoon. It is 5:11. That is our all-hit music time. Tony Z and Ray King in the house doing the final countdown.
1976 number 23.
Henry Gross taking up the 23 spot. A song called Shannon. Wixy 1260 online. Henry Gross with the number 23 song at Wixy 1260. July 16th, 1976, and we were just saying earlier, how the music had changed. Some of the slowest.
Boy, you got that right.
Oh no.
Number 22.
Lucky me, I got to introduce all the disco music.
Right.
Number 22 for the Bee Gees. You should be dancing. 5:16 Wixy Maxi Music Time. You got the King and the Z-Man till 8 o'clock tonight. All right, more disco for the Bee Gees coming in this week at number 22, and you should be dancing. You know, this past week, we lost one of our own. We lost Mark Allen. Actually, the second Mark Allen. There was two Mark Allens at Wixy. The first began in 1965, and the second began in 1974. Now, here's a little bit of the second Mark Allen with another song from the 70s.
Wixy
Flashback.
A little extra there from 1974, Longfellow Serenade. That's Neil Diamond on Wixy 1260 online as we pay a little tribute to our lost friend Mark Allen, number 2, Wixy 1260. Let's see, musically, what was going on in 1976? Well, the Grammy.
Disco!
Yeah, but believe it or not, let's see, record of the year was This Masquerade by George Benson. Song of the year was I Write the Songs. Album of the year, Songs in the Key of Life Life by Stevie Wonder. Best Pop Vocal Performance, one of my favorites of the 70s, Hasten Down the Wind by Linda Ronstadt, If I Can Talk. And then Best Pop Male Vocalist was Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. And, a personal favorite. Best Pop Vocal Performance Group, Chicago.
What a surprise,
If
Tony.
You Leave Me Now.
What a surprise.
There you go. Anyway, continuing on.
Number 21.
Getting to the halfway point at 5:26 on Wixy 1260 online. Ray King, Tony Z, doing the final countdown. Number 21. Walter Murphy. Gonna do the Fifth of Beethoven. That's Walter Murphy at Wixy 1260 online and the Fifth of Beethoven.
Number 20.
Number 20 song belonging to the Carpenters, and I Need to Be in Love at Wixy 1260 online.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to a special countdown show with Ray King and Tony Z. The final countdown.
Number 19.
Wixy Gold.
Coming in at number 19 this week in 1976, Neil Diamond, If You Know What I Mean. It's 5:37 Wixy Maxi Music time. You've got the Z-Man and Rockin' Ray King. We have got 74 degrees on the outside under cloudy skies. Coming up, the Beatles and the Beach Boys and Chicago.
Number 18.
Coming in at number 18, the Fab Four, the Beatles Boys, and Gotta Get You Into My Life.
I was alone, I took a ride.
Wixy 1260 online, the Beatles, Got to Get You Into My Life, first released in 1966 off the Revolver album, and then re-released 10 years later, 1976, and there you've got it.
Number 17.
Just let me hear some of that rock and roll music.
Oh, yeah.
If you wanna dance with me. If you wanna dance.
With me, the number 17 song this week, July 16th, 1976, the Beach Boys, and a song done many times over, rock and roll music. You got the Z-Man and Rockin' Ray King at 5:43, Wixy All Hit Music Time, as we count on down from the very last Wixy survey from the week of July 16th, 1976.
Number 16.
One of my favorite groups, Chicago. Saw them many times in concert over the years. Here's another rainy day in New York City. Wixy 1260 online.
Coming in at number 16 from 40 years ago this week in 1976, good old Chicago, another rainy day in New York City, and they're also one of my favorite groups. I saw them once, Tony, in 2001 at the old Stardust in Las Vegas, and they put on one heck of a show. They were amazing.
Yeah, I caught them last year at the casino, the Rock
I
Hard
remember
Rock
that.
Casino. Yeah.
A Father's Day gift, if
It
I'm not
was.
mistaken.
The Wixy
Yes.
Pixie did
That's
it for
right.
me.
What
Yeah.
a great Wixy Pixie.
She is a great gal.
WIXY. Number 15.
Quite diverse as far as the music goes. Here's Aerosmith, Last Child. On Wixy 1260 online with the Z-Man and Ray King as we count down the final top 40.
Number 15 this week in 1976. That's Aerosmith and Last Child. It is 5:51 Wixy Maxi Music Time. You got the King and the Z-Man counting them down from this week in 1976.
Number 14.
WIXY. Maximum music.
Here's a group that had many hits in the mid-70s. This is probably my favorite. This is Heart with Crazy on You. Don't forget tonight, 8 o'clock, it's a Mystery DJ coming your way right here on Wixy 1260 online.
We still have time, might still get by. Every time I think about it,
And that's Heart with the number 14 song this week. 40 years ago, with Crazy on You. As we count down from the very last Wixy survey from the week of July 16th, 1976. And Tony, do you know how these surveys were tabulated back in the day?
It's my understanding that they used request line information based on what the jocks were getting in the studio, requests coming in, I think record sales around town. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure they also got some input from their friends, their relatives, and just talking with people, and of course Billboard and Cashbox probably had some influence as well. So
yeah, we had obviously a lot of local hits that didn't necessarily make
that's
it
an understatement too
nationally. So
let's play some of those in the last hour. I think we're going to wind up really early
today.
We
can do that. Definitely, we can do that.
Okay, let's go for it.
And I used to answer the request line for the Wild Child. Believe it or not, that was a trip. Yeah,
I'll bet it was.
13.
The number 13 song, Let 'Em In, from the Wings at the Speed of Sound LP. This was the song that we should have played back in the 32 spot. Number 13 should have been Silly Love Songs. If I've totally confused you, that's okay. I'm going to go get a drink. Tony Z at Wixy 1260 with Ray King.
I'm going to join you for that drink, see.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to a special countdown show with Ray King and Tony Z. The final countdown.
1976.
Number 12.
Cleveland's own Eric Carmen, lead singer of the Raspberries, coming in at number 12 this week in 1976, and Never Gonna Fall in Love Again. It is 6:04 Wixy Maxi Music Time. You got Rockin' Ray King and Tony Z until 8 o'clock tonight.
Number 11.
Number 11 song belongs to Cheech and Chong from Sleeping Beauty.
When all of a sudden this policeman caught me unaware.
I'm framed.
He said, "Is your
What
name
is
Pedro?"
this?
I said, "Yeah, I guess so." He said, "Then come with me, because you're the man we've been looking for." I said, "Hey, man, I've been framed." Hey, no, really, man, I was framed.
Cheech and Chong at Wixy 1260 online, taking the number 11 spot there with their Framed, as Ray King and Tony Z count down, do the final countdown of the top 40 on Wixy 1260 AM from July 16th, 1976.
To the greatest station on the planet Earth.
Number 10.
The number 10 song coming in from a group called The Tubes. The album was called Young and Rich. Baby, Don't Touch Me There.
Ooh, baby.
The Tubes on Wixy 1260 online, and Don't Touch Me There, the number 10 song as we make our way into the top 10, July 16th, 1976.
Wixy Weekend Radio. Number 9. Wixy.
The number 9 song this week in July of 1976, 40 years ago, belongs to Lou Rawls. You'll Never Find Another Love Like Mine. 6:11 Wixy Maxi Music Time.
You'll never find.
The number 9 song this week, way back 40 years ago in 1976, Lou Rawls and You'll Never Find Another Love Like Mine. It is 6:16 Wixy Maxi Music Time. You got Rockin' Ray King and the Z-Man until 8 o'clock tonight, counting them down.
Number 8.
The number 8 song belongs to the Parliaments. I'm gonna tear the roof off this sucker. More disco. Can you believe it there, Ray? Can you believe
About
it?
time you got one.
Wixy 1260 online, doing our thing on the final countdown. Gotta find some funk. We need the funk. That's Parliament, and gotta tear the roof off this sucker. The number 8 song at Wixy 1260 online from July 16th, 1976. Oh, that's me.
That's you.
7.
I just want to touch you, my king.
Go ahead. Yeah. Number 7 this week, 40 years ago, belonged to the Steve Miller Band.
This is a story about Billy Joe and Bobby Sue.
As the countdown rolls on, that's a number 7 song this week, back in July of 1976. Steve Miller Band, and Take the Money and Run.
Number 6.
This is Ernie Anderson, and you're rocking with America's best. WIXY. Cleveland, turn it on and pull the knob off.
And you've got Tony Z and Rockin' Ray King till 8 o'clock tonight with the countdown from 40 years ago today. Here's number 6. Seals and Crofts. Oh, the number 6 song this week in 1976. Get closer, Seals and Crofts. As we count them down from this week in 1976, stand by for the top 5.
Number 5.
Number 5 song coming off the album called Breezin'. This Masquerade. Here's George Benson at 6:25. Wixy All Hit Music Time. Smooth sound of George Benson doing a little breezing in This Masquerade. That's the number 5 song there at Wixy 1260 online, July 16th, 2000. Well, back in 1976. I got to get back in the mindset here.
Hey, Tony.
Number 4.
One Hit Wonder.
Always like this song. Coming in at number 4 for the week, this is Starbuck and Moonlight Feels Right. You got the Z-Man and the King counting him down, the top 4 songs from this week in 1976.
The wind blew some luck in my direction.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to a special countdown show with Ray King and Tony Z. The final countdown.
Cleveland, 1976. Number 3. Afternoon Delight.
Starland Vocal Band, the number 3 song at Wixy 1260 online back in 1976, July 16th, to the date today. And hopefully you're
That's right.
having your afternoon delight, enjoying this as much as we enjoying doing it here this afternoon. What a great, great time. The King and I, Ray King, Rockin' Ray, and Tony Z in the house here at Wixy 1260 online. We've got 74 degrees under fair skies here in the greater Cleveland area. We are looking for a low this evening, going down to 62 degrees. No chance of rain tomorrow. You better get the AC cranked up. They're talking about 88 degrees and partly sunny skies and no chance of rain. Let's get it going.
Number 2.
The Manhattans gonna kiss and say goodbye. Number 2
This
on
has got
Wixy.
to be the saddest day of my life.
From 40 years ago this week, the number 2 song by the Manhattans and Kiss and Say Goodbye at 6:41 Wixy Maxi Music Time. You got Rockin' Ray King and the Z-Man, and coming up, the number 1 song from this week 40 years ago.
Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
It's number 1.
There we go. The number 1 song this week 40 years ago from the very last Wixy survey belongs to Wild Cherry. Number 1 on the very last Wixy 1260 survey from the week of July 16th, 1976, Wild Cherry, and play that funky music. And Tony, this was a lot of fun.
It was a blast.
It
was
really was.
everything we anticipated it to be.
Right, even with the mistakes, a few mistakes.
Well, a couple little, what are you going to do?
We're both not in our 30s, like it or not. I guess we're
those
allowed.
things
But
happen.
this was a great countdown show, and we'll try to do more specials like this down the road. Right now, we've got a really busy summer going with Wixy 1260 online with a lot of our remotes, and you can check out those remotes and all our plans for the summer on our website at Wixy1260online.com. It is 6:48 in the Lakefront City. You got Rockin' Ray King and Tony Z. We're going to stick it out till 8 o'clock tonight. Here comes Bachman Turner Overdrive, 1977. Average Man on Wixy 1260.
Say I make too much money, fit in my pocket.